Sure.
Okay, so the smart chip is a device that will help the parent track their child, but I'm not sure the child would want to be tracked by their parent, if you know what I mean.
I would have to say I would want the smart chip just because if something ever happened to me or I was taken somehow, I think I would want my parents to be able to find me and probably the police too.
I would not like to have the smart chip in me because I think my parents would abuse the privilege of knowing where I am. I think it establishes too many restrictions to what a child can or cannot do. I think it's better if they don't have it because it gives the child more responsibilities so they know how to handle themselves when they don't have it.
I would like the smart chip because I grew up in Mexico where there's a lot of situations where kids are kidnapped.
I would want the smart chip put in because I would be afraid that I would get lost or someone would kidnap me and my parents wouldn't be able to find me.
Yes, I would like it injected to me. That way it's the beginning of safety and I don't feel that when I go out there's chances of me getting hurt or me being taken away.
Well, I mean, like, I probably would want it injected. What about you, Nicole?
I think I would want it because I know my parents wouldn't abuse having it in me.
I would like to have it taken out of me at 18 though, because I would not like to be able to be tracked.
I probably would want it taken out at 18 because I'm an adult and...
Yeah, you can make your own choices.
Yeah.
And it's just a minor surgery. They cut in the neck and they make a little laceration and that.
Yeah, I think that I should be able to remove the smart chip if I got it at the age 18 because I'm entering adulthood and I think that I can take care of myself. So.
I mean, is there really like a lot of child trafficking in America?
Okay, I would like my child to have it, but more because I'd want to be safe and I want to know, like, if my child, he or she went to a party where they were, if they got in trouble or anything, where they would be located. But I don't know if I would want them to have it, like, maybe, like, when they get it out at 13 instead of 18, because I want them to have a feeling of responsibility, not that there's always someone watching over them that they have to take care of themselves.
I wouldn't want it in my son or daughter because I wouldn't want them to feel invaded and just, it wouldn't be right. I'd like to give them the choice.
When I'm older, I would want my kids to have the smart chip because it would help me know where they are and if they ever get lost, then I would be able to track them down. It would make me feel like I always know where my kids are and I never have to worry because if something were to happen to them, then I would be able to find them easily.
It's good because it'll allow your guardians or parents to know where you always are and you'll always be safe and always know that you're secure wherever you are and that you always find your way back home to your family and you don't have to worry about ever losing them or anything. And
well, even though there's pros, I think there's a bunch of cons too though, because one, it's going to cost a lot. I mean, even though the government pays, it means they're going to hire taxes, and it's not like you're just paying for your smart chip, you're paying for everyone else's smart chip too and those taxes, and especially now in the bad economy. But also, it's like an invasion of privacy. Like, I know when you're little, your parents need to know exactly where you are at all times, but like when you're a teenager, what if your parents are like really obsessive and they want to know where you are all the time?
I think it would be a great idea to have the smart chip available for small kids because it will prevent a lot of child trafficking. And if a child is abducted, they'll be able to find them and it'll benefit society as a whole.
I think that has positive benefits. For instance, for me, if my child got lost, I could find her, have her tracked by the police, or she could get kidnapped. However, are there dangerous, negative consequences that we're not thinking about? What if, it's used for controlling people's whereabouts or tracking where you go as an adult, etc.? So I would say that as a parent of a young child, I think it's great. However, for an adult, maybe it's infringing on our rights, so it's kind of ambivalent.
Okay, if this is a parent decision, then I would allow it and I would agree with it. It's a broader question about whether or not we require it, then I would not do that, because at this point it could be an invasion of privacy, and I would want to talk with parents and school policy on it.
From a practical standpoint, I think it's a great idea. You know, our children of the world are always in danger, a variety of threats. It would certainly help us keep a tab on them and speed the process of finding a lost or kidnapped child. However, the other side of me feels so robotic, almost. From the time a child is born, you're putting something mechanized within them. Somehow that seems morally misconstrued to me. It seems bizarre.
And we believe that this baby microchip is a really good idea, especially if there's no harmful effects for the baby. And we think that there should actually be a monitor for the parents so they can actually watch where the kid is at all times. And that way, you know, they actually have control. The child wouldn't get lost or anything like that, and you would have more control. Right?
I agree.
Yeah.